Hi there, welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for joining us today. If this is your first time viewing, we are excited to have you here. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I wanted to give a brief overview of a topic that I believe needs to be brought more to light because one of my main goals with this channel and with the website and the business was to bring taboo topics out of the dark and into the light so that we could start having some really relevant conversations. If anything that's said in this video today resonates with you, please do share your experience. I want to know more about how we can help you moving forward and what programs we can offer and what tips. This is going to be specifically about what no one told me about having a missed miscarriage. It was a very painful time in my life, but it would have been a lot less painful had I had other people who understood what resonated with me and understood some of the things that I was going through. So I want to share some of my personal experience so that people out there who have gone through this or might be experiencing it in the future or be afraid of it, I want you to know some of the things that I went through. So if any of it resonates with you, you won't feel so alone. One thing that I was not made aware of, which I don't know if it's an anomaly or if it was just my personal experience, but after I did have the missed miscarriage, which just to define a missed miscarriage is where your baby becomes unviable. It is no longer alive inside of you, but your body does not recognize it. So you end up not having a traditional miscarriage where you expel the contents of the baby. For me personally, I waited 2 weeks and then eventually had to have medical intervention. I did not even know that medical intervention was necessary. I didn't know what a missed miscarriage was. So that right there was something I didn't know could even happen. Another thing I didn't know is that after I had the medical intervention and was getting on the way to being on the mend, unfortunately, my body did not recognize that I was not pregnant for almost 4.5 months. So my hormones were wreaking havoc on my body. That is something that I think really would have been useful if I had understood that other people might have gone through this. I do think it's incredibly rare, but I just wanted to share my personal experience in case anybody ever encounters that and is wondering, am I ever going to get back to normal? In my case, I did. It just took 4.5 months. Definitely, obviously, speak to your doctor if you are experiencing that. But for me personally, that's what ended up happening. Another thing that I experienced that I was really unprepared for was that I did not have any symptoms of pregnancy and therefore didn't even know I was pregnant until I was almost 9 weeks along. So my first doctor's appointment was literally right at the 9 week mark. And another thing no one told me was that right at the 9 week mark, I became incredibly, incredibly sick. I don't know if that was because of the fact that there was an unviable pregnancy. I am not sure. But that was something that I don't know if I could have even gotten warning, but I was really unprepared for the level of sick that I was about to get. It was not morning sickness, it was all day, all night sickness. And I experienced something called dysphagia. If anybody wants to know what dysphagia is, it's basically where everything that you touch to your mouth or your lips, food, water, anything, basically tastes like rancid meat. It was really disgusting. It was really horrible. And it was a really lonely, isolating experience that I wish other people had been able to share with me so that I wouldn't have felt so alone. So that's kind of the purpose of this video today. These are just some of the things that I experienced that I wish other people had told me about. I don't know if this resonates with any of you. If it does, drop a line in the comments down below. And I truly, sincerely hope no one ever has to go through anything like that. But if you do, you're not alone. And I hope that we can start to bring some of the taboo topics out of the dark and into the light so that nobody has to go through them alone. Thanks for joining us on the channel today. We'll see you in the next video.